Lhagic, Asafo in the house online. Live stream PSN. Friday nights, 12 in the A&M. Beginner news, trend news, and interviews. You ain't non-GMO, ain't been approved. Just hit that like button and subscribe to it. Rap gamers, all our viewers vibe to it. Rap gamers, we gon' put the SP back and get it XP. Rap gamers.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rap Gamers. You know what it is. AsafoDigital in the building. We here at Sorgatron Studios. You know we getting it live tonight. About to get back into some real video game action for those of you that love video games. You know, esports is where it's at. But anyhow, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsors. You know, shout out to our new channel, Soda Flicks. Shout out, you know, to everybody out here doing their thing. Family to Asafo all day, every day. You know what it is. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, AsafoDigital, on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever we're at. You know, we're bringing that, you know, that real representation vibe that we need amongst our people in, you know, music and culture, you know, especially the video game culture, you know. So anyhow, getting into what really matters today, we got a dope guest, you know, and a lot of people say she might have pressed a lot of people's buttons in the city, but you know, she's the original, you know, JPB, you know, just pressing buttons. She in the building. What's going on, Buttons?
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm not Buttons anymore. It's media sort. I'm not Buttons anymore. Button Pusher retired.
Okay.
But
why you retire, Buttons?
you know, all right. You know, a lot of people thought I quit. I didn't quit. I evolved. You know, real quick, it's Media Grind City. If you're trying to get at me, just so you know, if you see that.
Yeah, make sure you get at Buttons, man.
Media Grind City. But to answer your question, I just maybe Pittsburgh hip hop outgrew me, or maybe I outgrew it. I'm not sure. All I know is in the scene, I was no longer relevant. And the things that I was attempting to do.
What makes you feel like that? A lot of people care about what you're doing.
I didn't say that people didn't care. I just said I just became irrelevant. Like the way that the scene was changing, the groups that are making their way through Pittsburgh hip hop right now didn't see the need to come work with me. Didn't see the need to do some of the things that I was putting together. It was time. It was time. JPB had did what JPB was supposed to do, and I was to get to Grind City and birth Grind City. So I have things that I still do, but for what I was doing, you do something for 20 years and you don't get anything back from it, from your city, you kind of say, time to need to go another direction, you know.
I do, and you know, I concur with the way that you feel, because I do see that a lot of the artists that are veteran, that have put in a lot of years of work, that work just goes overlooked. Yeah. It doesn't matter how good you are at your field, unless you're the new popping thing that's the gimmick that's selling. People don't focus on seeing you evolve.
Yeah, I think the reason why that occurs is because the veterans don't do it for the veterans. I think that's a huge problem in Pittsburgh hip hop. I think it's always been a huge problem in Pittsburgh hip hop, where we have people who have been on the scene for years.
Could you name a couple individuals that might get overlooked that are veterans from
Sharon Dawn definitely gets overlooked a lot.
Definitely.
DJs like Chevy, DJs like Assassin get overlooked. We've had whole bands. Eviction Notice was like probably at the top of
Formula 412.
Formula 412. Achilles Soon.
Right.
Gene. I mean,
Pencils
I could do Mel J, my man Mel J.
Pencils in the Cup.
Pistol in the Cup. You know, Mel J revolutionary music been getting overlooked for a very long time in the city. And this man is selling music all over the world.
Oh, shout out to my man Mel J.
That's my brethren right there.
Definitely out there doing it, holding it down for the Mall Valley. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Homestead stand up, you know. Pittsburgh stand up.
I think that, you know, we have to, as much as that's discouraging, you just got to kind of look at the culture. Sometimes people don't want to hear uplifting music. You know, when we were coming up, in the game, Pittsburgh was on more conscious type music. So you had artists that made headways like Classic 1834, Jasiri X. They made their waves.
I remember when Classic 1824 used to have the event
Yeah.
on Thursday nights, was it?
Yeah.
And it would be like for the kids to come and party and everything.
Yeah.
We need that type of experience still here in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
you know. And it's a shame we let things like that die because we don't support the ones that want to see us grow.
Again, when you do things like that and you need support, you gotta kind of give some.
Right.
And I'm not, being hateful or deceitful to anybody, but
what would you say would be that support that was lacking in those areas?
I threw the Hip Hop Buffet series for 4.5 years, almost 5 years after Shadow Lounge. Classic 1824 never came. Angel Eye did the Hip Hop Buffet series, but that group never did that. So it's not saying we don't like you or I'm being hateful. All I'm saying is when you're a veteran and you're doing things and people are coming to support your stuff, you have to do the same thing or it will die. And that's what occurred. That's exactly what occurred. So it's like after a while, I fussed about it for years to the point where people thought I was rude. People thought, oh, she's just, on her bag. I fussed at you because I'm passionate and I love you. When I stopped fussing, I don't care no more. So I stopped fussing. So I had to retire. Had to.
So speaking about that, the retirement phase, because I don't know, me myself, I don't believe an artist could ever retire from his art or her art because it's in you. But I don't know, everybody's different. But at the same time, it's like in this video game field of expertise, how are you as far as like games are concerned and how'd you come up with this? Because I want to know about, how were you when you were young? Did you have a Nintendo, Xbox? What was you playing?
I had a brother, so
you had a brother.
I had my big brother.
So he had Sega and everything.
Yeah, he had all of that.
Okay.
So my thing was like Sonic, the Hedgehog. That was my dude, and Crash Bandicoot. I had a son, and
they just brought Crash Bandicoot back out. They redid it in HD. It's crazy. It's selling crazy on PlayStation. Yeah, it's
I have to get
really
him.
hot game right now.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Oh, yeah, true story.
I like him. That dude is just...
Well, we're going to get into some of this. Let's try
but I like Pac-Man.
Some of this Pac-Man. That's what we're going to play. This is the new Pac-Man.
New Pac-Man.
Championship Edition 2. Really hot. They tried to put a new spin on it to make it more competitive when it comes to playing Pac-Man. They couldn't have it the old school way because we're past that. Human beings are more advanced. They want to make it more... challenging.
Some of us like the old school way.
But we're gonna go with we're gonna start with the tutorial, so we can just ease her in the water. She don't just jump in the pool.
I ain't played a video game in years, so.
All right, it's all good. We're gonna get it. Press X.
Press X. All righty.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
I'm ready to go.
It's pretty hot as far as like you can there's a button to slow you down like a brake when you get really fast. The key is for you to eat all the dots.
So I eat the apple?
And then eat the fruit after all the dots are gone.
Ah.
If you eat all the dots in a board, you'll clear it and it'll give you an extra life.
Oh.
You have the ability to use bombs that'll jump you back to the beginning if you get into a lot of trouble.
Oh.
And then you could slow down and stop and go another direction. You can also bump into ghosts multiple times.
Oh.
It used to be...
Before they kill you?
Yeah, before they kill you. You have to make them mad. If you bump into them like 3 times, they get angry and then they become...
The ghosts get angry?
Yes, they get angry.
Finally. I don't want to get
Back
angry.
in the day, they got angry right away. They was already...
Yeah, like they was just turned up from the gate. Like as soon as you touched them, they would kill you.
Right now, they nice. They they got to be... Today,
chill?
In the new millennium, you got to be friendly to everybody. So that's what's happening. It's the friendly ghost that doesn't care.
Casper.
He accepts everything. It just does what society's doing.
Stop
until you piss him off.
Madness. Stop it. So hit X now then. So we're going next.
Yeah.
All right then. For people who do not know me, please know I'm completely out of my element, which is I'm starting new things. Okay.
That's what's up, man. And we need to try new things as Black people. We need to get into all types of things, especially technology. That's the key. Black Gamers Matter because I want to see y'all so we can have better representation in video games.
Pac-Man? Oh my goodness. I talk to the game. Can I talk to the game?
Yeah,
is that going to be weird?
Who doesn't talk to the game?
Oh
if you play video games, you talk to the game all day.
Oh, run away, Pac-Man. Get the apple.
How you doing? You doing good.
I fell. How did I fail?
Oh, you all right? You doing all right. Just retry. Press triangle. Mike, what I want to really get into is maybe if we can get into some of her documentary. So, because I really want to talk
I have
about
a documentary, you
what
guys.
you got going on as far as your documentary is
Yes,
concerned.
I made a documentary because I felt like, all right, here I am spending a lot of time in this city doing a lot of work. I've never got a hip hop award ever. I've never really been nominated for any. I've been nominated, but I've never received a hip hop award or Grinder award, nothing. And a lot of people don't know that the first of any type of hip hop award came from me. The Hip Hop Buffet Series Awards. People don't know these things. People don't know that I used to be a DJ.
Man. We gotta have more respect for each other. There's no reason that she shouldn't have an award for something.
I don't care. I don't care. What I do care about is being properly represented. And if this city wasn't going to do it, which I knew that they weren't, then I was going to have to do it myself.
Right.
And so I figured I document a lot of people. Why not? Why do I keep failing?
Well, how many hip hop shows have we had? And is there still a hip hop show going on in Pittsburgh?
Oh, there's hip hop shows. There's
is there
shows.
Like an official one, or there's just a bunch?
Like there's not like the Hip Hop Buffet Series. And Scrap, Mr. Scrap from Statement Records.
Yeah, I remember he was doing.
Yeah, he was doing Proud to Be Local shows, and
that's
I think he retired.
That was doing some positive things.
Yeah, he was killing the game, and I love Mr. Scrap. Hollywood does the thing too. Very smart people. What I like about Hollywood and Mr. Scrap, although we didn't always get along, I respected them because they're very, very intelligent, very smart people, and were able to bring a lot of different type of people together. After I did the Hip Hop Buffet series, people started to realize that you can have gangster, conscious, abstract, all these different types of hip hop in one building. Before that was not occurring in the city of Pittsburgh. It just was not occurring. You would have, like we mentioned before, 18 Class of 24, they were conscious people. You would have conscious backpacking hip hop shows. Right. And gangsters, they didn't get staged. You would have certain groups. It was very segregated. So when I started TV first. I started doing the Ripple Effect. And the Ripple Effect was like, hey, come in. You think you can rap? You're on TV. It was that simple. It was that simple. I didn't screen look, don't curse. Do not curse. If you didn't curse, you can come do this TV show. So once that started to occur, I realized this is not enough.
Well, let's play this clip so we can let them see, because you speaking about it not being enough. This DVD that you created of your documentary of yourself and your life, it showcases a lot of the things you're speaking of. Mm. And when people go check this documentary out, please check it out. You can go to Non-GMO Hip Hop right now, and the link is live. It's right there. The button Pusha who?
Who?
That's the documentary. So I hope that y'all check it out so you can learn more about the people that are here. It's not about how much money, how much you shine, and it's about your grind.
It's about your grind.
And what you create artistically that aids to what's being developed around you.
He ate me.
That's what they do.
I figured out why I kept failing.
So a lot of y'all might not know this about me, but I started out as a DJ. Now, DJs have always been something that was like strong in my life. When I was young, my mother used to throw the dopest house parties. And I remember being like this little tyke sneaking downstairs with all the other children, and they were sneaking to get potato chips and little hugs and whatever we could scrounge up as children to eat while we upstairs playing. But me, I was looking at the DJ. And this guy, my cousin Buddy B was the DJ, and he was with this dude, Aubrey. And they would have it rocking. Everybody was dancing, and he'd say ho, and everybody say ho. And I'm like under the table like, oh, I don't know what that is, but that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Just amazed me. So as I got older, I began to take I had a vast collection of tapes, and I would take the best songs off of these tapes and make mixtapes. And I would go over to Aiken Quality Cuts, which was managed by Batman at the time. Shout out to Batman. And Keith the Barber. Shout out Keith the Barber. And Keith would always buy my mixtapes, always. So one day he goes, hey, K-Babe, you should get some turntables. You would do good on them. I said, all right. So I saved up my little Skrilla. Go downtown to the electric store. and I buy me these techniques, these heavy. I mean, they were heavy. Me and my son Aubrey, we on a 71D, bringing these 2 techniques in the mixer home on the bus. I didn't even touch the things for like 2 months because I thought I was gonna break them. I spent all this money. So finally, word got out that I had these turntables. And DJ Super C, shout out DJ Super C, Pittsburgh phenomenal DJ. He said, come on over, Buttons. Well, K-Bay at the time, come on over. I'll teach you how to work them. So he taught me how to work these turntables. I knew a little bit. And no, I still didn't know much about it. Anywho, a friend of mine, Deshaun, found out I had these turntables and that I thought I could DJ. And Deshaun had this show coming up, and he needed a DJ. So he comes up and says, come on, KB, that's how you start. KB, come on, you gotta DJ my show. And I'm like, he's like, listen, all you gotta do is get up there, cut, scratch, and you got it. He challenged me, and that's exactly what I did.
That's crazy fly right there. So DJ Chaos, we'd have never knew about DJ Chaos.
Yeah, first it was DJ K Swiss, and then it was DJ Chaos, and I stayed for a while. And I went to like Underground Sound Productions, and then Ogami named me the Button Pusher and Just Pressing Button Productions.
Yeah, shout out to Ogami.
That's my guy.
With them ill beats, man.
Highly underrated guy.
Very
I love him.
Creative brother.
And without him, I mean, there were some people who were. I mean, I've been blessed. I've been very blessed for as much as I didn't get what I thought I deserved or what people thought I deserved. Thank you, because he's eating me. I had some people. I had a lot of unsung heroes, and that made it possible for me to continue to explore what I was doing. Because when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just doing stuff because I seen a need for it to be done, so I did it. But you know, Gami was definitely one of those guys that made sure when I began to make music with computers that my computers continued to work, because I would press the button and destroy whatever it was I was doing, and the computer would smoke and all this weird stuff. So he named me the Button Pusher because I kept breaking stuff.
You know, we gotta start somewhere, and that's good. And you know, I appreciate other brothers out there with knowledge of certain things, and you see our youth interested. You know, always reach out a hand to teach them.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't know their background on what they come from. They may not have all the opportunities or the money that you have to afford everything, but they may have all the work ethic in the world, all the gifts in the world to do the job. And a lot of times we leave our children by the wayside. We leave those that have those abilities there to fend for themselves, and their talent dies. They go unsung. And these are potential stars that could have changed all types of things.
Yeah.
But we don't try to hone or nurture. It's something that came with, you know, when crack came in the 80s, it separated the elders in the Black community from the youth. And it's something that we've been continuing in hip-hop culture and throughout culture as a whole. You know, we really our elders are libraries.
Oh, yeah.
And in every form, every great MC that came before me, that paved the way, that opened up doors, I need to study from their library so that I can have, you know, the information that shows myself worthy. I show myself approved by knowing why I'm here, so I can do continue the job of my ancestors or the elders.
We have to, you know, make sure that the way that we communicate is universal. And that's what made hip hop so important for me. And that's why I made the ripple effect, because with the ripple effect, we were able to, you know, my biggest audience were people over 65. People didn't know that. But I had elders that loved the ripple effect. And the only reason that was because I didn't allow the people to curse. So they were able to understand what these artists had on their minds without being insulted. So then they would bring their little grandchildren in and watch. It wasn't our age bracket that got the ratings for the ripple effect. It was the elders and the babies for sure. So if we can find a way, that's the one thing that kind of bothers me about hip hop right now. Nobody knows what the heck they're talking about. What
true story.
Like the language is they titty. What? What does that mean? You know what I mean? And I get that. Every generation has that. But
well, it's not so much. It's not so much that we have this generation that's become this. It's that people need to feed their families, and now a paycheck is given whenever you go to blah 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 blah. You start doing all of that, or you're acting like a fool.
Yeah.
When you start acting like a fool, you'll get rewarded because you got to make sure that the rest of your people look like fools.
You know what?
At all times. So we just want to grow up and become fools.
Yeah, you just want to grow up and have a level of success that can be measured in the typical American way, which is money.
And that doesn't tell you who you are as a man. Our children are dying out here in the streets. They're being uneducated. They're not being fed well. You know, there's all types of situations. Children being abducted. They're important things. So we really do need to focus on what we're talking about. You know, I'm not saying our show, we do a lot of profanity. But at the same time, you know, it's not about that.
We can curse?
You know? Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Shit.
Speak your mind. Be free.
Y'all might let buttons come back. I want to know how the hell you got on this fancy board and you got me on a little punk board. Like,
oh, no, I wanted the tutorial so you can learn how to do it first.
Well,
get it in. Go ahead.
Run, Pac-Man. Run. Yeah, we're really going to start. Oh, he's super fast, though.
Yeah, he goes really, really fast.
Go back.
That's why I wanted to bring you in the tutorial first. I wanted to make sure, you know, I want to give a shout out to Julia and Danielle, you know, that are online right now. Shout out to these beautiful ladies out there watching our program. Make sure y'all share, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Wow.
You know what it is. You know, Rap Gamers, AsafoDigital, Sorgatron Media. Shout out to Soda Flicks. You know, that Stock Crimes out there. I love it, man. Black media doing their thing, shining, looking great. What?
They ate me.
But we here, man, and we having fun, and they eating buttons.
They're eating me. Oh my goodness!
Come on, this is Pac-Man. What you doing?
Well, it's your turn. Shoot, you eat Pac-Man. I suck at video games. It's amazing that you had me on the show, but I really want to give you guys a shout out. This is dope. This is very, very dope. It's different. It's refreshing.
Oh, thanks,
to have a conversation. I've been so serious my whole career, kind of almost to a detriment, because people don't know that I'm a fool. I'm a nut. You know, so I have a ball because I'm always very focused and serious when I'm working with people. So this is a nice release.
Well, you know, speaking about that, let's get into Mike, cue up another piece of her documentary because I really want people to go check out your documentary and know what your real story is. Yes, the
documentary is called The Button Pusher Who. You can find it on grindcity.biz, which is an online TV network. Grind City TV. You can find it on YouTube, nationally, Facebook, and I'm looking to put some DVDs out because people are asking for it. A lot of people in the documentary, and we'll talk about why I shot it the way I shot it when we come back. So yeah.
So there's some new developments out here. Now, I do want to talk about some things pertaining to video games that interested me this week. Nintendo had just came out with this genius invention made of cardboard. I was like, man, this is crazy. A lot of people were jumping on it. It's called Nintendo Labo, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Nintendo Labo. Nintendo Labo. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like Lego with the G changed. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but but it looks crazy, man. It's incredible, and I think it's a genius way to go. You know, right now video games are focused on 4K and virtual reality, and it's like, why do we have to develop a whole nother piece of something to go with our system when we can just use cardboard, something, you know, that's easy to manufacture and produce all types of things that out of people's imaginations that they can just have at home. So, I mean, that's incredible. I think that's going to go a long way, even though it's more geared towards children. I think that a lot of adults are going to have, you know, cardboard guns, binoculars, all types of whatever they could come out with for the Nintendo Switch. And that system is incredible. I mean, it's doing amazing things people didn't even expect to do. Of course, I always did. I already know. The 100-year empire of Nintendo. You know, I'll never step against the empire. I love them, you know, with all my heart.
You're pretty dope at Pac-Man. I know that.
Oh, thank you very much. I beat the first one. Got all the trophies 100%. You know, brother like to play Pac-Man a little bit.
A little bit?
I like to play Pac-Man a little bit.
A little bit? He got 100 million points, people. 100 million points.
It's a pretty fly game, though.
I like it. I like this new Pac-Man.
The best, the most satisfying part is eating things. Go ahead and try to eat it. You got to get to the front of it. Yeah. Oh man, that's so satisfying.
Booyah!
Okay, so let's get into this next documentary clip from the Button Pusher. Who? Make sure y'all check it out. The Button Pusher. Who? That's her right here. She pushing the button.
This question. How did you get the name Button Pusher? All right, so I used to work with a young man by the name of Ogami. He was like this beat extraordinaire, and he was also like this computer geek. He knew everything. And when I began to try to learn computers and how to do music with them, I would continually break stuff all the time. I always broke stuff. I hit the wrong button all the time. So I would have to call Ogami, and he would just come, just a big gentleman, come and fix my computers all the time. So one time he says, I'm just going to call you the Button Pusher, because all you do is sit down here and press buttons and break stuff. And this is just going to be Just Pressing Buttons production, because that's all you do. And a few years later, I called him on it and said, Ogami, I need a logo. He said, what you need a logo for, KB? I said, I need a logo for JPB, Just Pressing Buttons Productions, and the Button Pusher. He said, you got it. I solidified when I did an open mic after being interviewed at an event, Entertainment Live Through. They were a great bunch of people, Kim L, KL, Lou, just a great bunch of people who interviewed me, and I went over. I began to spit, and when I got finished, this elder came up to me and said, your name's the Button Pusher? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, yeah, that's the right name for you, keep it. But my name would be nothing without my brother and Brother Ash. He gave me press where no one else would give me any press coverage. He would come cover everything I did. This brother came and interviewed me from crib to basement to shows to make sure people knew not only who JPD were, but who the Button Pusher was. So that's how I got my name. And that's how I got etched in stone in the city of Pittsburgh.
My name is the Button Pusher.
Okay. So, Buttons.
Yes?
I see you giving a lot of love to my brother Ash.
That's my brother.
And you saying that he opened doorways. Tell me about how your encounters in the city, like just going to different events, and your networking opportunity. Tell me about some of the brothers who really gave you the game on how to keep moving forward, the inspiration. Give me like some guys that were really in the corner, outside of like the ones who really made you start.
Well, that's an interesting question. I can't say honestly that someone fed me the game.
Okay.
What I can say is I kept going out and looking. Like I would go be where Paradise Gray was. I would go be where Jasiri was. I would go to...
Shout out to One Hood. Shout out to the X Clan. For those that aren't familiar, I hope you are. You should be.
Yeah. I would go to, where Kelly Mace was. Okay. Kelly Mace is extremely important in my hip hop career. Extremely. Because Kelly Mace was the only person that was patient with me through my whole growing process. A lot of people wanted me to do what they wanted me to do. They knew that I could speak. They knew I was powerful when I opened up my mouth, but they wanted me to say what they wanted me to say. Right. So I was learning that.
What did they want you to say?
That's what I want. All right. Well, I used to do a lot of. I was a rebel. I was an activist. Okay. So when I began,
you were activist for life. But
yeah.
Tell me about those.
When I began to speak, I was speaking at these police rallies, and I'm talking about things that if you were standing in that crowd and you was doing that, then I'm talking to you. And a lot of brethren took offense to that. Well, sister, if you just say what we want you to say, yeah, I'm no one's puppet. I'm going to say what I see, which is causing the turmoil in this community. So if I say to you, your community organization says they promise jobs to these young people, and then your community organization is taking those jobs and giving them to your drug abusing sons who are older men and not giving them to the young men of the community who need them, and you're keeping some of the money for your community organization, I'm going to say something about that.
And that needs to be talked about, because we don't need to keep breeding fake ones.
Yes.
They're out here fronting.
Yes.
They just want to use the intelligence of our youth and use what they got to get themselves ahead for whatever they want. That's a fact.
It is a fact. And I think a lot of things that occurred was a lot of people lived off legend. Like I said in the rhyme one time, y'all live off legend. I'm in the thick of things. I have a son. who is, I raised my son at the exact same time I was building what I was building. My son is 26. I've been in the game 21 years. So what does that tell you? He's seen all of it. I quit doing my live shows because my son were seeing these men disrespect his mother, and he was growing up, and he's like 16 now. He's ready to fight. He's ready to fight, physically fight grown men because he doesn't like the way that they're treating his mother. I got to step back.
No, that's been like in Pittsburgh. I really haven't seen too many young black women that are artists in hip hop really get treated respectfully. I mean, I've looked at a lot of the artists here, and it's like most of them are strippers, you know. And I don't want to downplay the people because people got to make a living to feed their family, and it's really hard for black business if we're not getting people to support each other.
Yeah.
So they resort to other things, but that you don't never have to degrade yourself as
I
a
never
black
did.
queen. You never did.
I never did.
I never known anything about you to be negative to come out.
No, everything I did was for love. Even when I fussed at you, it's because I love you.
Right.
If I stop fussing at you, then you've made me not care. And if I can't care, then I can't be around you. And I end up really isolating myself towards the end of the Button Pusher's career, because K-Bay is not done by 4. But towards the end of the Button Pusher's career, she was really just by herself, because I seen a lot of inconsistencies in people, and it hurt me. It hurt me. There was a whole 5 or 6 years in my career where I was completely pissed off, and I made songs about it. I made songs, and that was like probably one of the worst things about the Button Pusher, because although in public I would never disrespect you, and I might have been harsh with you, but I would go make a song. I didn't like the Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards. By the time I got home, by the time everybody got home from partying, there was a song on the internet about how I didn't like the Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards. I thought it was fake. I thought it was a fraud.
This was the one that was the original one?
The first one. And I got, my name got blacklisted after that.
Okay.
My name got blacklisted after I made that song.
It's crazy how there's actually a blacklist in a city that has an industry that's almost not even there.
My name is still
but there's
blacklisted.
Actually a blacklist.
My name is still blacklisted. It's unspoken, but it's whispered. She does this or she does that.
I mean, people are afraid of what's going to actually be successful.
People are afraid of the truth.
Yeah,
period.
People do fear the truth.
People are afraid of the truth, and people are afraid of
and your truth matters.
Woman.
Your truth matters as an individual.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the thing that you were saying about when you speak and people want you to say their side of the story, it's really about you being able to voice your pain or your perspective of life.
I always spoke in the aspect of being a mother. When I spoke out, when I was doing activism, I spoke out of being a single mother. And the first thing that really got up under the brothers' skins was, yeah, I have this son that everybody wants to say they swear and love and protect these young men. You have this whole group of men that has not taken my son fishing, spent any time with him, or even inquired, because you can't get me on my back. Because you can't get me on my back. Well, I'm not that type of woman.
And you know, and it's a shame. We want to have female artists. There's not enough of them. But every female artist, you need to stop thinking with, use your brain. You know what I mean? When we have respect for our women, it's okay. Just use your brain. Have more respect for our women. Well, they're not just sex toys.
They're not. And they put us in a situation where, you know, again, this Carly B person, she had to go make this money the way she felt was going to be attractive to the people who were paying, who are men. We're in a male-dominated industry, and we have to get to a point where these men say, yeah, we're in a male-dominated industry, but without my wife, I wouldn't be A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
And shout out to my wife, my beautiful wife, who's my partner in all my business. You know, family, Asafo. It's about the family.
Here's the other issue that people really don't want to touch. I'm going to touch it. You know, a lot of people are tripping about this homosexuality that's going on. And I'm going to speak from a woman's aspect.
Okay, well, I want to get into that, but let's get into that after we run another clip of yours.
What is this clips? What is the...
Because it's important for people to this is feeding them to come in to see your documentary. Your documentary is an hour long of straight button pusher, and people get to know the in-depth of who you really are. That's important. People want to know your story. Character development matters. Come on. You know, that's how people care. If you just killed a character that just came in, don't nobody want to read the story?
Right? You know what? Here.
All right, here we go.
You play it. Oh, this is my favorite clip.
You want to see an old girl smile? Say Hip Hop Buffet Series. The funnest series I've ever done up to this point. I've done a lot of stuff, but the Hip Hop Buffet Series is always going to be something that makes me smile because it did exactly what I envisioned that it would do. The vision was I wanted to bring people from every neighborhood, bring people from other cities that were in distraught neighborhoods that did hip hop to a neutral place in our city, feed them, and straight rock out with them. And I wanted to encompass so many age groups in that process. And that's exactly what we did.
First off, I'd like to let y'all know we back again for the check. You know what I'm saying? Your Hip Hop Buffet. Hip Hop Buffet. It's going down. It's going down. Say it again. It's going down. Say it again. It's going down. All right.
I wish I could recreate. I know that I can't. I'm glad that I can't. But for the time, it was what it was, and it was beautiful. I mean, we fed people real food. I'm not talking chicken fingers in the corner. My cooks cooked real food, homemade food. We had people that hadn't left their hoods in years come be at this show. We had North Side, South Side, East Side, West Side, all at the Shadow Lounge in the middle of East Liberty. We had Chicago, we had Detroit, we had people from Memphis drive up and do this show. We even had Curtis Blow do the Hip Hop Buffet series.
We did spoken.
All the way from Detroit.
Something that I will always value and I will always treasure.
Because it brought people together.
Oh, that's what's up. So we need more of that, Buttons. Like, I want to get more of that going on in our city. I don't want that to end.
I tried to bring it back.
But we need it from a professional hip-hop award show that's really going to get everybody, not just the political favor.
When you watch that documentary, it's going to tell you the history of the Hip Hop Buffet Series Awards. Now, let me break these awards down because I'm not an award person. I don't trip about awards. But what I did with the Hip Hop Buffet Series that was so unique to all the other awards was the Hip Hop Buffet Series shows were for the Hip Hop Buffet Series Awards. So when people came to those shows, they watched people perform. They could watch live or they could watch online stream. They lined up. They picked a paper ballot and they dropped it in the box. And the person that won from each show were nominated. You could also vote online. And then we took a video clip of that performance. Right. And we put that on, at the time, jpbtv.com. So you got to watch 30 seconds. You did not have to know this person. It wasn't a popularity contest. It was, did this person rock me? Period. Yes, vote for them. And that's how the Hip Hop
And yours
Buffet
truly
award.
was on the buffet series. Yes, I was there. You know, shout out to my homie Trace the Ace, Tracy. You know, if y'all know her, you know, represent.
Trace
You know
the
what it
Ace?
is. Yeah, you know. And it's like, hip hop in Pittsburgh, as far as the accolades that we want to see more of, because it will happen. You know, these are just ripples.
It's occurring now.
Yeah, it is occurring.
It's occurring now. It's just that, again, I've always said that the people who do Pittsburgh hip hop are too segregated. We need to lump this together. And what occurs is when we try to lump this together is two things. Either people expect you to work for free or they want you to join their squad. Why do I have to join your squad to work with you? Why do I have to say your company name to work with you?
True story.
That awes me. You don't have to be a part of Grind City for Grind City to show up with our cameras at your event and film me in 60 or Can I Get a 16 and put your company logo on there as a sponsor. But you do have to pay us for that.
Yeah, people do need to, and both things, it's hand in hand.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying. You shouldn't have to stop another man's dream to work with them to build two dreams. But you should also know that some companies, we are looking for employees. And some people do need to show that they can do the work, because there's not too many that are qualified for every position. And sometimes when you come to a company as like an intern, you're learning.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know how to do promotion yet, but you want to get paid like you're a top promoter.
That's the other problem.
You can't do that.
That's
you
the
can't
other
do
problem.
that.
We don't know who is skilled and who is
Yeah.
not skilled. And, you know, that was the reason why I did the things the way that I did them. All right, artists, you can't afford promotion. You can't afford. Here's the tickets. Here's the flyers. I'm giving you this. Here's the commercial. Like, I can't give you any more promotional items than that. What are you going to do? So when you learn your strong points and your weak points as an artist, you know who you need to hire. You know who you need to get help from. What I learned was that people don't like to hear what they need to improve.
Right.
Everyone thinks they're the best at everything. Not true.
Right.
Go get some help. So when they get help, they automatically assume that you are supposed to be loyal to them. This is a business.
Right.
So I used to make, and I still make my prices very, very affordable for the things that I do.
Now, what I'm going to say as well, to add on to the beautiful conversation that we're having, you know, you do have to have like a price set, but we have to learn as being black, like I really deal in the black business field of we need to empower black business. Mm-hmm. And there can never be a powerful black business that doesn't operate with their own standard and their own morale. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of times what we run into with artists in Pittsburgh is they want to live the rap life. I watch interviews with rappers that act like rappers. Yeah, man, it's the acting like a rapper instead of being yourself. And a lot of time as an artist, these artists don't have time to find themselves. And once you find yourself, then you already know, you have a value for yourself, but you need to know that you need to create product. If somebody comes to you and they want to shoot videos for you, what can you bring to the table? You can pay for that with money, or you can add expertise as an intern in a business that needs to be developed. There's no entertainment industry because everyone's for hire and there's no industry. If we think about that for a moment, it doesn't make sense. You can't be for hire, hiring people to pay $5,000 for a music video when every artist is making $5,000 in 2 years from their music. You really got to think about how much money these young guys are really getting. There's no outlets for them.
Well, here's the thing. The young guys have done that to themselves. Because when they do get the one video they'll have in their career for $5,000, they want to throw this fake $5,000 on the table like they got all this money. Then complain about people charging you. Stop fronting.
Yes.
Period.
Stop spending $5,000 on a video. Please stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
I'm not trying to stop nobody's money, but please stop charging our artists trying to get over like a charlatan.
I never charge somebody $5,000. But what I did tell artists is this. I tell people this all the time. Know a little bit about what you're asking someone to do for you so you can understand why they charge what they charge. When I did the Hip Hop Buffet series, people filmed for me. And I couldn't understand why it was taking them so long to get me my product, get me my DVD, get me my commercial that needs to go to BET. So I began to learn about video and editing. And what I learned is it takes a lot of time. And once I learned it, I didn't need you anymore. People got mad about that. They got upset about it. But the thing was, I was willing to employ you if you can get me my product in a timely fashion. What I found was you could do that. You simply were not doing it. So I'm going to do it. And now you're telling me I'm taking your business. So it's like you have to learn a little bit about what you're asking people to do so you know why you're being charged, what you're charged. Don't just leave somebody to just end with what they say. Do your homework about it. And that's the problem. People want the music industry to go back to the days where artists were just artists. And I tell these guys all the time, I'm signed to such and such. Does your label pay you to be an artist? I'll wait.
I mean, labels are played out. They know
But
nobody.
but
I
they
mean,
don't
if you're still
understand
talking
what
about a
labels
record
is.
label, if people are still trying to get a record deal, you're just not really on top of your game.
They don't even
But,
understand what a
okay,
label is,
it
because
is what it is.
if a label is not, I'm talking about Pittsburgh right now. I'm not talking about big record labels. I'm talking about these young guys that run up to me and say, I'm signed with such and such label. If that label is not paying you to be an artist, you are not with a label, you are with a production company, you are producing things, and y'all need to be divvying up.
Well, I mean, labels are only in there to take money off of the artist and not really make money for the artist. So any label is about just raping you. If you say you got a deal, you just told me that you're not on top of your own game of ownership.
Yeah.
You don't understand that you already own all of that and you're selling it over to have a front on some money. That's all they're really doing.
I asked this man in the interview. I did a Culture and Me interview because I had 2 other TV shows. I did a Culture and Me interview. And I asked this brother, what do you want to be doing? You know, where you see yourself in 5 years? I want to own my masters.
Well, you know
do
what?
you know you already own them, or
Yeah.
is that? I mean, do you not know that?
It's just the things people say. People say they talk about publishing, but they really don't know what publishing is.
What is publishing? Break it down for these people.
Well, publishing is how, as an artist, as a musician, you're able to actually get money, regardless if the person pays you for the event or not. Mm-hmm. All of the things that you do is already covered.
Yeah.
They're there to protect you, to make sure you get that. So when artists are complaining about, I'm not making no money because you're doing it the wrong way. You like 10 years back. Right. People was doing that 15 years ago. That was the marketing technique then. And it's like, we got to be able to stay on edge of what's going on in the industry. There's actually a real industry where people practice real business. They're not, and what I mean by that is like, they're not putting together shows for artists and making the artists just go out there and do all the work to get the people there. They're not giving artists shows that are not conducive to the demographic that they're a part of. You know, you can't get the guy that is the conscious MC to come to the event where the women are stripping. You want to have the event at the strip club, but he wants to do it at Family Records.
Yeah.
It don't work.
It don't work.
And then the ones that are doing the trap music, you can't have them in the house with his children. You know, but you're talking about selling drugs and killing somebody for not giving you the drug money.
You know what?
And that's not working either.
Yeah.
It's like,
let's talk about the elephant in the room then. Why doesn't Pittsburgh have a record industry here?
Because we killed off a lot of our greats that came before. And what I mean by killing them off is we stopped talking about them. We don't mention them unless they're popping at the moment. And when you look at artists like Tuffy Tuff, when you look at artists like A Killer Soon, you know, you mentioned Formula 412 and the groups that he was a part of, Eviction Notice. Mm-hmm. These were groups that A Killer Soon was a part of. When you look at groups like that, they're phenomenal. Mm-hmm. They were touring all types of places. They had big videos. I mean, they were everywhere, MTV and all of that. But you don't hear the kids talking about them. You don't hear the youth talking about them. The youth are talking about the guy that's, you know, trapping us into hell for eternity.
Isn't that a problem with hip hop in general? Because there are kids who don't know who KRS-One is, who don't know who Rakim is, who don't know who Nas is.
Right.
There are people who don't know who these people are, and they are Big name. Like what the young boy say in the they had him freestyle over a beat. He's like, I don't rap the old beats, and it was just like, what? You don't know who Premier is. You don't know like what? Get over here. Sit down. Do your own work.
And not saying that these artists that don't know these things will never grow or never find growth, which I know they will.
They'll have to go explore
depending on their hunger.
Yeah.
But they got to explore, and the ones that do know have to take the time to give the game to the kids, man. They got to create opportunities. They got to come back. I don't care about your special day. If you're a rapper and you left the city and you got a special day in your name, but you haven't built no playgrounds, there's no after school programs, you're not doing nothing for real. I don't care about what you're doing. I don't care if you're in the strip club spending money you're degrading women with money involved. You're degrading yourself with money involved when you sell yourself short. We got to stop that to get to a greater level.
I totally agree with you. I seriously think this is a divine problem. And I really think that it is not going to be settled by humans because I've said this for a long time.
You don't think hip-hop can be fixed in Pittsburgh by
It's
us?
not that I don't think it's broken. I just think it's mismanaged.
Okay.
But are they going to allow a veteran like myself to help manage it? No, because when I tried to do that, I got ran out of town. Literally.
You're not random. You're right here.
No,
on,
bro.
You're on the show right now.
And I appreciate you and thank you. And I don't think I would be if I didn't make the damn documentary. Real shit. But I think that I told this sister today I retired. She's like, what? Why you do that? And I was like, because Pittsburgh showed me years ago that I was not a part of this scene anymore. They showed me. It wasn't someone said, hey, Buttons, you suck. They showed me that. They stopped supporting the stuff that I was doing. When I would come to their events, I am a 20-year vet. Why do I have to pay to get into your show to film you for free? Go back and edit for 8 hours and put it out, and you still don't push the recap of your show. But I'm not allowed to charge you either because I'm not supposed to eat.
Come on, artist. Push yourself.
So,
believe in yourself, artist.
At some point, when you're refusing to feed a sister that's been feeding you, literally, I fed people at these shows. If you don't want to feed me, then that means you don't want me around. So I got to go. Because I'm not going to stand here and starve with you.
You did come out of pocket and have people put blood and sweat and cooking up
people
food
cook
at your event.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've spent $1,000 per show. Do the math. I did 9 shows a year plus the award shows. I did that for 4.5 years, bruh. Do the math. Did I get that money back? No.
Don't worry about the things that you don't get because karma is universal and it's a law that can't be broken.
I'm not.
And for the things that you have already done, you're going to be rewarded for that, Buttons. You know, and it didn't go unlooked. A lot of people are checking you out, the right people. Everybody's not the right person. All money is not good money.
Indeed. And that's why I say, you know, I've been very blessed. Like I said, I've been very blessed because at the end of the day, I could go down to 2034 Monongahela Avenue and walk in my building with my studio and my stuff that I earn and pay for. I own everything in that building.
Facts. Even though you shouldn't have to do every job yourself.
But I can if I want to.
Right.
And that's because I decided to go and learn.
Right. And we got to do that.
As much as I could about what I was asking people to do for me. So if you're not going to do it, it's still going to get done. Once I set a standard for something, I cannot allow my company to go beneath that standard.
And that's what it is. Standards, bars, all of that. We need to set that.
You have to.
And we got to have moral standards. Please.
Yes, we have to.
Moral ones. We got to get out of looking, you know, like we just woke up off the couch.
Divine.
Food on our face and our beard.
I did my hair last
Like we really need to.
Did you like
that's what's up. That's what's up.
I did it today.
Locks, natural locks.
Natural.
Yeah, that's what's up. But I mean, that's the key. That's what we need, man. We need people to really focus on, you know.
We need the babies to understand
coming together as one.
How important they are.
And that's why I want to give a shout out to Thought Crimes, man. You know, reaching out. We got a new situation going on, a new channel called Soda Flicks, and it's a conglomeration.
What's that about?
It's like Black media got together, comic books, you know, podcasts. We got together with like 5 different other companies, and we're going to start putting out Black media for all the things that interest us as far as like, you know, what's going on in entertainment, video games, anime, the things that you might find interesting that we don't necessarily get in our face as young Africans. It's played to the left like, oh, that's nerdy.
Let me
hey,
get a
man,
banner
be
for
nerdy.
that. We definitely
be
put
nerdy.
that on. Hey,
There's a lot of hot
nerd.
things on that side.
I'm a cool nerd. Send me
Yeah,
the
true
banner for
story.
that so I could put that on Grind
story.
City, like real stuff.
Oh, yeah, and especially I want to give a shout out to Sorgatron Media because all of this is provided on the platform. My man Mike right there in the background representing.
He's in the
I hope
background.
y'all know what it is. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. And also, before we get into this next clip, because I want to do another clip from her documentary, I want to say, make sure you guys donate to our channel, man. AsafoDigital. The donation link should be right underneath the video. Donate whatever you can. That helps us to keep creating shows, bringing out bigger artists from all over the world, not just Pittsburgh. But we want to bring a light on those in Pittsburgh that might not get to be in front of the light. We got to help each other and give each other encouraging, information, things that's going to make us want to keep striving to create great material.
You're worth it, yo.
And we're only an artist as long as we're creating art. So keep your art coming, man. That art is going to keep minds stimulated and it's going to inspire future generations. So, this is amazing. And it's good to have you here. I got a lot of respect for you, Buttons.
Oh, man, you're my brother. Like I tell people, I retired, but I haven't stopped working. What I want to do is open Grind City up for those young minds to come in and they can have a place to see their vision. I want to show people how to find their light and then use it. So the button pusher did what she did. I tapped everybody. Get up. Now, whoever heard me, come on. I got something for you. So, K-Bay, the CEO,
you got to love yourself and then you got to give that love right back. Yeah. It's not about somebody. A lot of black businesses will get with other black businesses and want you to do everything. They want you to do the promotion. They want to be on your website. They want to get all the love
on it.
but they won't do nothing in return to promote you. They won't talk about your music, your album. They don't care about you. And it's like, you got to change that. We got to love each other. It's not one-sided. We don't care you want to be the superstar of the program. We all got jobs to do to feed our families, and we got to do that.
You have to find your divineness.
Oh, yes.
See, that's why I say divine intervention. Don't necessarily mean God coming yet. What I mean is the divine in you. Right. I've always known that about me. That's why I was able to go do what it is that I did, whether you helped me or not, whether you pushed it or not. Sister just got tired. I'm going to go another direction because there's babies out here.
You got inspired to become, you evolved to do more creative things.
More things with more people.
You're not losing nothing. You've already created that level. Now you're moving to this level.
Catch up.
But we all need to, and we're all here, man. We're open for business. Every one of us. We can be reached. We can be contacted. There's no reason anyone should be doing anything by themselves. And, phone calls need to start coming your way. People need to go check out your documentary. All respect due. Check out the documentary. It's dope. It gives you a side of Buttons you might not have seen.
Yeah, I cried.
Play this next clip so we can get into this. I want y'all to see just,
Grind City, baby.
Oh, that's the end. That's my steak, man.
Listen, you've been around 20 years. You shrivel up in 20 years. You ain't building maps. What are you doing?
Look, I furiously evolving. I'm not a problem, there'll be no solving. I am solution with no delusion. Raw hip hop, no pollution. Who in the building? Show your deuce then. Better yet your J's. This is K-Bay, Grind City, yo. Nor a friend or foe. Call it neutral. Yo, we all get blow. If we get together and push, if we get together and push, if we get together and push, call the button, push it to push. If we get together and push, we got Grind City, so let's push. And JPB, so let's push. Call the button, push it to push. 412-475-8313. Shameless plug.
That's what's up. So we now getting close to the end of the show. You know, it's hard to let y'all go, but I gotta let y'all know she gonna flow.
That ain't
That's
right.
what's about to go on right now.
That ain't even right.
She about to kick a rhyme by design from her mind. One time. Buttons, you know, we do this to everybody, and this is just a tradition of our show. This is our non-GMO hip-hop freestyle section of the show, and we want to see you kill it. So everybody got to leave their mark here on Rap Games.
Right.
And I want to see what you can do to a classic hip-hop beat, because that's how we do it. Classic records. You know, drop something for me, Mike.
Let's see.
Let's see what you got. Come on, kill it. I believe in you.
I got it made, though?
Do you got it made? Do you got it made? Let me know.
No, I ain't got it
know.
made.
Do you got it made?
Let me think, yo, let me get it, yo. I'm gonna try to bring it back, yo. Listen, I've been lion-hearted since I started. Stone face, R.I.P. to those that have departed. Thick skin, cause material can leave what broken-hearted. I grind so I win, JPB highly regarded. No fear, so I still wear fake fool spirit. The cat take the tools, but I can't do it. Flip it back, K-Bay come through, bring me back. Real rap, underground music, y'all know that I don't flow, but it's cool, come from the live, yo. Lhagic got me on the TV, let it go. Rapping Grind City all day, let me show you. Got a tattoo on my arm, it's power. G, run it, you see. Young people, put the guns down, see, time to live alive. K-Bay say, open your chest to shine. Let your brain and your mind do the thinking, moving, growing, soothing. Y'all don't even know. K-Bay is how I'm grooving. With Lhagic, got Mike in the back, freestyling off this old school track. I was gonna spit something written, see, but I came with the ill freestyle, cause I ain't me. I don't flow.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is.
I quit. That's why I retired.
Special shout out to the Button Pusher. Much love. I love having you on my show.
I appreciate it, bro.
Play some games. Play some Pac-Man today.
You put me on
I hope y'all get into that, man. Much love to everybody out there doing it big. This is Rap Gamers. You know what it is. We'll see you guys next time.
At Media Grind Scene, hit me up.